morning.
That's a matter of opinion.
It's a matter of how much coffee you've had.
I haven't finished my first cup yet. I'm behind.
Yeah, there you go. You got to catch up, man.
You're gonna have
Catch
to put
up.
something in.
Falling behind.
Yes.
Holy crap, Batman.
It's Ted Ferguson.
Ted Ferguson. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. We need a Norm Macdonald.
We do.
We need a Sam Kinison. We need we need all of them. Pryor, everybody.
Yeah.
We need them all.
We need Norm Macdonald because we just need a few more OJ jokes.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, he can't get fired now. He's not working anywhere.
There you go. Scream at everybody.
If you ever have time, look up Lights Out with David Spade on YouTube.
Okay.
It's a show he had for a couple of years. One time he had Norm, Dennis Miller, and Kevin Nealon on.
Oh shit!
And dude, it was hilarious. He's doing his monologue and he's doing the jokes, and they're on the stage with him already. And they are echoing him like you wouldn't believe. It was hilarious. Norm of course stole the show. You know, I just you gotta watch it. It's hilarious. It was like when did Norm die?
Yeah, you're kind of going out of focus there on your old volume. I don't know what's going on.
Oh,
Mike. I don't know.
Okay, maybe because I wasn't directly focusing towards it. Is it working now?
Cotton, yes. Cotton Ministry is in the chat. Hello.
Hello, good sir.
Stand-up comedy. I'm your guy.
That's right.
Man, I'll tell you what. We need some sarcastic son of a bitches. You know.
Yes.
We need some people with some fucking balls, not this weak shit people out there trying to cancel comedy and shit. Thin-skinned morons. But
what we need is George Carlin.
Oh, yes. It's a big club, and you ain't in
it. Exactly. People will say, "Well, he would have been on the side of the." No, he wouldn't have. People would understand that George was counterculture.
Yep.
Always counterculture.
Yep.
So whatever direction he was against the status quo.
Yep. But unfortunately, that's not the point of this show.
Oh, yeah.
So
Patrice.
Patrice O'Neill.
Greg Giraldo too. Greg Giraldo would be a good one.
Oh yeah. Sam Kinison, no, that's my guy.
Yeah.
Sam Kinison. Hi, Mr. Helper. Hey, here we go.
Oh.
We have the man, the myth,
the legend.
We're on, Dave. Gobby is here.
Is it good? Yeah. It's a good.
Yeah.
Hey, another day, another not being arrested. Doing well.
Yes, that's good.
We drink
Wait a minute. What's in that glass, young man?
Tonight's beverage would be a can of Stella Artois. Yes.
Really?
It's
you've gone back
to
the you've gone back to the old suds, have you?
Well, the shitty life we live over here in the UK. It's the only thing I've got left. Can't get arrested for.
Give him a break. He's got to have some joy in life.
Awesome.
Getting prostitutes, but unfortunately, Mrs. G frowns on them, so it'll just have to be the beer tonight, lads.
There you go. There you go. B-Dog in the chat. Hey there.
Hello.
Papa Cotton or Cotton Ministries. We were talking about comedians, and apparently he had tickets for Sam the night he died in that auto accident. But
that sucks.
Oh,
yeah,
damn.
That sucks. But
I hope you got a refund.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm heartless. I'm cold hearted.
Yeah, it was a suck.
I'm so sorry you died, but can you give me my money back if you wouldn't mind? I'm not going to get to watch anything, am I? Oh well.
Oh man.
Sorry. I'm squatty humour.
Yeah.
running to work early.
He was MIA last night. He had to work overtime. So,
Outrageous. Should be allowed.
My day off.
Yep. Anyway, so yeah, we are going to talk a little bit about the goings on and current events around the world that's affecting every wonderful individual except the political fucks.
Well done, mate. Thanks for doing all your own work. You're a legend. Now go play VR, do stuff. So my son's just come and told me he's done all his homework for the night.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Good
so
man.
good lad.
Good man.
Yeah.
So let me pull up today's shopping list of bullshit going on around the world. And I do have a list. It's called a shopping list.
Oh, great. This will be fun.
Here we go. This week's shopping list.
Oh, you're going to raise Gabby's blood pressure.
Fuck off.
Gabby.
There you go.
You got to take your blood pressure medication, Gabby.
He is right now. He's drinking it.
I'm drinking my blood pressure monitor. Fortunately, I've still got another 3 cans left in here, so we should be all right. I'll get that drunk. I wouldn't give a shit what happened.
So today's shopping list it's a short one. We have the wonderful Keir Starmer.
Yeah, hair Starmer.
Immigration and crime. And so the last two, immigration and crime, actually should have been should have been together, actually.
Yeah, the one
of immigration crime and not, separated. But yeah, so we're gonna start it off there with since Gabi is our honored guest, Senor Gobster.
Yes.
How are things with? I hear that your the great leader is having some issues with past finances. Is that correct?
No, that's more by sticking his dick in somebody else who wasn't his wife.
Oh,
allegedly,
yes, allegedly.
And having a child out of wedlock, allegedly.
Oh.
Yes, and his advisor, Sue Gray, due to the media, resigned today. No, she hasn't actually resigned. They've just given her a new title, and that'll do. And that's all good, and everything's fine.
So she failed up.
Yeah, she fell upwards. Well, no, she kind of fell sideways.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the Labour Party resignation. I resign into the job next door for the same pay and exactly the same responsibility.
There you go.
Yes, well done. Yeah, okay. Oh no, Mr. Starmer's Hair Starmer, Kim Jong Starmer, Free Gear Kia, whichever one I would call him. Anything could possibly get me arrested. He's a knobhead, raging idiot, absolute raging idiot. But he's our appointed leader for the next 5 years.
You mean anointed?
Anointed, yeah, something like that. He's blessed in some regions. I don't know what that is, but in any case. But no, it's oh god.
Good old cotton ministers. How are you going to cover these topics without getting political? We're not.
We're not. The whole point is we're going to
be political.
Yeah. You that good at tap dancing? Yeah, a little bit sometimes.
I'm gonna make sure I share this as well to my lot.
There you go. Yeah, so I've been reading a little bit that apparently he paid like $6,000 back or something like that. Is that true?
Yeah. I got caught with my pants down, so I've paid £6,000 back of the estimated £240,000 I was given. Big of you.
Nice.
Big of you. Yeah. Oh, hold on.
Nice.
Hold on. Did you give £6,000 back, or did you use £6,000 of the taxpayers' money to give?
There you go.
So allegedly.
No. He's the Prime Minister. His wages are paid for by our taxes. So he gave our money back. So therefore, he still got it for fucking free. He didn't pay anything.
Yeah.
I bought his pissing tickets and I hate Taylor Swift. Jesus Christ. They all think we're stupid.
Hey, Taylor Swift, there's a national treasure.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, can we bury her now? Find her in 100 years?
Are you sure you haven't had about 7 of these? Honestly. Really?
Yeah, she needs to be buried real deep, like over on Oak Island somewhere.
Oak Island.
No one can find
some
her.
mine shaft somewhere.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Careful now. Allegedly.
Oh, there we go.
Hello, Jeff. Welcome aboard, sir.
Jeff.
Yes, welcome aboard, sir.
Oh, my God. Hey, we have an invader. Someone's invaded. Hold on.
Invasion?
An invasion. It is. Of the red-haired people from the Appalachian Trail.
How did he get over the border without proper papers?
He got airdropped.
Oh, well, that doesn't surprise me.
Choppers in the area.
T-Bunny,
my ears were burning.
Yeah,
T-Bunny. But yeah, so
so Keir Starmer's a knob. We've all agreed with that.
Yes,
So
I think it pretty much
he paid £6,000 back of the £240,000 that we know of so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now wait a minute. Now, wasn't there some gifts involved in some of these encounters that he had? Like he got clothing and
he got something
like
all right.
that.
He got something all right.
Yeah, he got another kid out of the deal apparently.
Allegedly. Got to be careful because the one reporter that actually did break that story last year actually got sued to shit. So everything's allegedly. And
allegedly.
And I mean allegedly. Oh yeah, allegedly. Hold on, the wife has messaged me. She probably knows I'm on the prostitutes. I mean the beer again. Oh dear. Oh, she's asking me when my dodgy fire stick runs out. I'll let her know. I'll do that in a minute.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. I will check in a minute. Go back to work.
Oh my God.
Go earn the money so we can pay for Keir Starmer's next set of clothes.
There we go.
Yeah, awesome. All it was, the payback was just so in his warped, deluded mind that was everybody was going to go, oh, it's okay, you've paid some back. We'll just forgive you for being the most raging communist dictator known to man, who was also the most unpopular prime minister ever.
He's definitely a piece of work. There's no question there.
Yeah, the problem with him is he genuinely thinks that he's right. He genuinely portrays himself as holier than thou. He portrays himself as this supreme leader. He just doesn't want to listen.
No.
And that's why there's all this alleged, extramarital affair and alleged children's all being kept quiet because it damages his holier than thou attitude.
Right.
But he's a knob.
He's a knob. Yeah. He's a knob.
He's a knob. I mean, at least he gives us all something to talk about every minute of the day.
Yeah. He definitely keeps the news cycle running, that's for sure.
Well, he's keeping my channel's views up, so I'm.
Yeah, I know, right?
I hate him, but he's doing my channel a power of good.
He's definitely helping finance your pub and Inn of Corrections. That's for sure.
Yeah. It's the problem is I keep getting these dodgy ones coming from the left off of the pub over the road, and they're all strange liberals, and they all deserve to get a kick in, but they haven't got past the bouncer yet. So win-win. This is true.
Nice. Yeah. I was just reading a little article or a post early this morning, and apparently there's a lot of there's an issue somewhere over there. Apparently there was a church that's changed denominations now.
Yeah, I covered that a long time ago.
Like it's changed. It's changed from Christianity to the current
Alan Stackbar. Alan Stackbar. Alan Stackbar. Yeah, it's turned into Alan Stackbar, the religion of peace. Yeah, I covered it. I did a video on it about a few months ago now. They even tarmacked over the graveyard. Just ripped up the gravestones and put tarmac over to make it a car park.
What?
But it's okay because the city council approved it, and then when you see that all the members of the city council are all Alan Snackbar diners, you can kind of see what happened. But that's got a twist to it, that story has, which is just coming out in the last couple of weeks. When it was sold, they missed a little provision which prevented it being turned into a place of worship. So they now have a new building, a new car park, and they can't use it to worship. Otherwise, they lose their license and the building has to be demolished.
What?
Ah.
What is that? What a twist!
A twist. Yeah, it's like, sorry lads, you can't do that. It's actually written down here in the lines. So,
well, there we go. Let's go back to the shopping list, shall we?
Oh God, here's another bunch of assholes.
We checked off Mr. Herr Stammer.
Here.
Let's see. Do we want to go with FEMA or immigration and crime?
Well, they're all together.
Same thing.
Immigration and crime is, yeah.
Well, no, because FEMA can't give out any more money to hurricane victims because they've blown it all on immigrants.
Yeah.
But we can send money to Lebanon.
Allegedly.
No, not allegedly. There's proof that that's exactly what they've done.
But we can send money to Lebanon, $57 million.
Look, the Lebanese need it. The Lebanese need it.
For 1,000, Alex.
There are three. All three of those are the same.
Yes.
All
three of those are the same.
They are.
I know. They are.
Yes.
Yes.
It's just ridiculous.
Federal Emergency
Now, there's somebody.
Association.
I sent you a video of this lady who said they were told not to avoid FEMA at all costs because everything's being being acquired and
given to immigrants.
Any donations, and going straight to these sanctuary areas where these immigrants are. They are literally funneling everything that's supposed to go to Appalachians. Anything that goes to Red Cross, anything that goes to FEMA, anything that goes to probably Salvation Army by now. But the only ones that are safe to give to are directly to churches. There's a Give, Send, Go, which I wouldn't. This is GoFundMe, but I wouldn't recommend that one.
Yeah,
GoFundMe. The Dolly Parton has a thing that you can give to, and also the Samaritan's Purse. But they say do not give to FEMA, do not give to Red Cross, do not give to any federal organization whatsoever. It won't go to Appalachian families. It goes straight to these illegal immigrants.
I noticed Cajun Navy had something up too. Yep.
Yeah,
that's from people on the ground.
I know that the Red Cross and also
that's from people directly there on the ground that saying that.
Yeah.
Directly there on the ground are saying that.
But the news will say otherwise, as they always do.
Oh, they've already come out. I've seen a thing on Twitter today from some random newspaper in America.
Is irrelevant.
Misinformation and what you really need to know about the lies about the hurricane disaster. So I just put, finally, the actual misinformation's finally been printed.
There's this lady.
Liars.
There's this lady from correct.
Yeah, the helicopter.
Did you hear about the helicopter guy who was rescuing?
She happens to be a rich, liberal, feminist lesbian, and she is like, every time, and she is like everything FEMA says, she's putting directly on Facebook. Directly.
Yep. But there was a rescue, a helicopter, private helicopter, was rescuing a husband and wife off the cliff.
Yes.
He got the wife off. When he landed,
Yep.
He was grounded and told that he was going to be arrested by the fire department for mounting a rescue, that those arseholes couldn't be bothered to do themselves. What is wrong with it?
That's crazy.
Something not right. I saw another one guy who's a private trucker, and he was looking for drops to take stuff to the disaster zone, and there aren't any at all. None. Diddly squat. Nothing is allowed to go. He said, because normally, he said, I'll be honest, when there's a disaster, it's busy time for me. I can make loads of money because we have to like excavators and dump trucks and generators. He said, I can't find a single job anywhere. Nothing is going there. Why? Why? Is it because of the vastly majority of the ethnic population of those particular areas.
Well,
because if it was
could be twofold there, Gobster. Could be twofold, possibly.
a land grab.
It could be the fact that what you've just pointed out could be a part of it.
Well, Dan Bongino brought this up. This is the new wrinkle.
Ukraine.
But there are activists that are slashing tires.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
Yeah, I heard about that just in the first few days after the hurricane hit. That people were driving in with their rigs, stopping at truck stops to get some sleep, and waking up to their all their tires being cut and popped. So, yeah, that ain't good.
The way this is going to me is, you remember when they had that big fire in Hawaii?
Yeah.
Remember that huge fire? And this is very much similar to that, where none of it makes sense. None of it adds up. And it all looks towards, as a massive land grab. It's very strange.
That's giving a lot of indications, given the fact that there were several parties of major significance are involved in mining lithium that want that property, and the fact that people were offered money for their property and they refused, exactly like Lahaina.
Yep.
But the difference is, okay, they drove the people off the island. They ain't driving the rednecks away.
No, you ain't going to get a redneck out. No way.
Hell no. No freaking way.
So what they're doing is they're starving them out.
Yeah, that's what they're attempting to do.
That region.
Go ahead, Bunny.
Well, that region, that's where Kings Mountain is. You know what Kings Mountain is? Kings Mountain is the first defeat of the British Army on American soil. They went up Kings Mountain. They didn't come back down. The Over the Mountain boys took them out. And that's the roots of that community. So if they want to go in there, it's not a good idea. There's guns everywhere in that community. Everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And then, on that, Bunny, I was actually, when I was looking for some information for today's show at the wee hours of the morning before the sun came up, I ran across...
You did research?
I did.
Research?
I did research. I found several articles by the mainstream media, directly talking about Chimney Rock and the fact that the quote-unquote rumors of it being taken over and bulldozed were grossly incorrect.
Yeah.
Now, I've read these articles, and then I've gone back and I looked at all the posts that I could find on X from individual, just regular people who have relatives there in Chimney Rock are saying something completely different.
True.
So, yeah, and it's so who do you believe? It's the thing is kind of do you believe the mainstream media who claim they talked to the mayor or the head of the council that said that all the rumors are not correct? Or do you listen to the people who were like individuals who were at the town council meeting when they supposedly were told by FEMA or whoever the government agency is that it's actually happening? So who do you believe? Yes. What? What did I do? Bastard.
You never do a freaking research. You never research any damn thing on my shows.
What?
Asshole.
Hey, thank you very much. I represent that remark. I vehemently wear that a badge of honor, being an asshole.
Lazy shit.
He likes the Cliff Notes version.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wookie is for the bold type and highlighted version of reading.
Yes. Oh my God.
Have you noticed? He's not eating today. Isn't it?
Was he eating last night?
Yes, damn it. Yes.
Yes, he was.
I was
Of
having
course he was.
sunflower seeds.
Of course he was. It was my
That's
show.
not the point of the show. Cool beer ad. And it's all coming out now. Wookie does research selectively. Yes, I do. Eat shit and die.
Misinformation? What the hell?
Misinformation. But yeah, so you've got the mainstream media is putting out all the stops and trying to tell everybody that across the country that there's only 200 people dead. Yet everything that I'm reading and being told say it's much, much more than that.
That's only if the sunflower seeds are unreached. They're cruel.
Yeah. So,
no, Jeff, she hasn't quit. Let's put this one to bed. Sue Gray hasn't quit her job. She hasn't resigned. She's staying in the same job at the same pay with the same responsibilities. They've just changed the name of her job.
Yeah.
It's Smoke and Mirrors. It's Smoke and Mirrors, guys. She ain't gone nowhere. She's still earning £170,000 a year. She's still in the same position. They've just changed the name. The media are running with the line, she's quit or she's resigned, when if you actually look into it, no, she hasn't. She's just sidestepped to next door's office under a new name. So she hasn't quit. So, sorry, I had to just jump on that.
That's the typical MO of any political operative who gets called out. They don't get fired or punished. They just freaking go on to another job. You know?
She literally fell sideways.
Yeah, in another department doing something. Yeah.
So she's not quit. Don't believe the media.
Let me put to bed.
Put to bed. Yes.
Put to bed. Yeah.
Put to bed.
Let me put to bed that the low death toll that they're quoting in Mission Memorial Hospital in Asheville alone, in the morgue, at one point there was 1,300 people counted.
Shit.
They brought in refrigerated trucks to store the dead.
That's bad.
So it is way
bad.
beyond what they're reporting.
And how many run missing still?
There was somebody over 200. And that's
Still
just in local. That's just locally.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sad.
And there was a guy in my church who was telling me the story of a family friend whose water receded out of their pasture, and they found 8 bodies just in that pasture. And he said, they found bodies up trees in Swannanoa, which is right outside of Asheville.
Shit. Wow. Yeah. That's bad.
Yeah,
so they are lying. This is
of course they're lying.
This is disaster with a capital D, and we're getting absolutely no funds, and there hasn't been a telethon.
No.
Unbelievable.
New Orleans got a telethon after the second day.
Of course they did.
Of course, yeah.
Mm.
It's a liberal bastion place, and it's like friggin' that's why. It's quite telling when you read the news, and then you're hearing from people on the ground, and this not only from just eyewitnesses or people who live there. You're hearing those same stories from people like Glenn Beck who actually are there, walking around, looking at stuff. There's people there that are looking at these media, the alternative media people, if you want to call them that. But,
they're the media. Let's get it right. They are the media.
Yeah.
They're not alternative. They're the real true media.
You got reporters out there, independent journalists, freelance journalists that are seeing all these things and reporting all these things. And their mainstream counterparts are not. They're not correctly enacted.
It's wrong. So wrong.
Yeah, it is. It is very wrong. Uh-oh. Did we lose Bunny? I know he was having some communication issues.
Yeah, they're probably struggling over there, mate, to be fair.
A little bit.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
It's had it. But
he only got electricity like 2 or 3 days ago. So
yeah.
Well, yeah. So things aren't going to be 100%. But looking from the UK side over to you lot, of the way you're being treated after that disaster, it's unbelievable. It's
Oh, yeah.
absolutely unbelievable. And we feel for you. If we, and the thing is, here in the UK, if we could send help over, we would. But we also are aware that if we did send stuff, it wouldn't go to you. It wouldn't go there. It will go somewhere else.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what's the most frustrating thing about it is people genuinely want to help, but people can also see that if they send anything like money or anything like that, it's not going to go where it needs to go, and it is absolutely disgraceful for anyone to let any other human being suffer like that,
Right.
because they want to put one particular group of humans above another group of humans. There are people dying.
Yes.
There are people missing. There are people suffering. They've got no food. They've got no water. They've got no electric. And these people in their ivory towers to sit there and basically play God with human lives is an utter disgrace. It shouldn't matter who you vote for. It shouldn't matter the color of your skin. People are in trouble and they need help. And if you are willingly sitting to one side and allowing people to die because you don't want to do it because of political reasons, you are the devil. You are a demon and you deserve to rot in hell. There is no excuse for this whatsoever. None whatsoever. I mean, if there was a disaster here, and I'll be honest, and there was, it happened in London and there was people suffering, it doesn't matter. My political opinions of those people, if human beings are suffering, you have to help them. There is no excuse. You cannot stand by and watch fellow humans suffering in your own country and not do anything. It's disgraceful. And those people in power in America should hang their heads in shame.
Right.
Really. That's why they won't go.
But they don't have any feelings.
How could you stand there and look somebody in the eye and say, fuck it, I don't care?
Well,
here's $750.
Exactly.
You're talking about that. This is how explosive this could be, and rightfully so. There was a reported incident where some FEMA representative was went down there to try to sort stuff out.
Impose his will.
And apparently was either denying claims or denying assistance or something. Anyway, push come to shove, a group of people beat the shit out of the guy.
Yeah, but do you know how you solve it as a disaster relief? Yeah, talking from a military experience when we turned up when there was, as a medic, when there was disaster. You know, the first thing to do, you find the person in charge and you go to them and say, what do you need? What do you want?
Yes.
Let's see if we can get it to you. That's how you deal with a disaster. Not going, I can't do anything. Bullshit. You can do whatever you want to do, and you should. There are people coming from all over your country to help out, and they're being stopped. Why the hell are you stopping people helping other human beings? Everybody questions me because you all know I've recently turned back to Christ, and I'm believing in, because what term is these things where you can see the devil, you can see the demons at work in broad daylight, and they need to be stopped. They need to be challenged. Enough is enough. Yeah. Humans are dying. We need to save them. And if you're standing in the way, no offense, run them over, steamroll them over, tell them to go fuck themselves and go and help. They are not helping. They are assholes, and they do not deserve to walk on this planet, as far as I'm concerned. It sickens me to my core. It genuinely does. I'm a medic. I took an oath to protect human life. I don't give a shit who it is lying on the floor in front of me. I don't care. I will go and do my best for that human being on the floor and worry about the stuff afterwards. This is disgraceful. It's an abomination. It genuinely is. And it's time that the world open their bloody eyes to the evil that's amongst us right now. It's unbelievable. Absolutely disgraceful.
This goes with their hidden agenda of reducing the population as well.
Why do you think they're pushing so hard for World War III?
Right.
Exactly.
When you've got people like, things are kicking off in the Middle East, and you got Emmanuel Macron going, "Oh, we're going to do this. We're going to do it." Tell you what, it's got fuck all to do with you. Stay out of it.
Yeah.
Get them, because no, I don't know. It's like we again in London. We've had another protest. We free Palestine and all that shite again. They're not listening.
No,
Israel isn't listening. Hezbollah isn't listening. No one's listening. Just let them get on with their shit and let them sort it out. The simple truth of the matter is, if you kick a hornet's nest, you don't have the right to complain when the hornets come back out to sting you. It's as simple as that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, the whole thing in the Middle East, it's a holy war. It's been going on for thousands of years. You're not going to stop it right now.
Before my internet gives out,
yes,
I'm just going to say, have a great day, guys.
All right, man.
You stay safe,
brother.
You stay safe, brother.
See ya.
Seriously.
Stay safe, man.
Bye, everybody.
Stay safe,
We'll
bro.
talk to you.
Seriously.
But,
Really mean it before your internet dies.
Yes, exactly. Before the internet dies.
And at this rate, before I get my door kicked in,
Yeah, there you go. We'll have the Stasi come in there.
shit will happen.
The brown shirts are going to come for Gabi.
Yeah.
You know what? They can drag me away. I'm still not going to shut up.
Yeah, right.
Never in a month of Sundays. Never in a month of Sundays.
So, but yeah, it's quite telling what's going on, and it's not just happening in North Carolina. I mean, there's issues in East Tennessee, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida. Now, here's an interesting situation in Florida.
Oh, is that new one coming towards them? There's
Well, no,
hurricane
not
coming
just
in?
no. This is Helena related. This is this last one.
Oh my God!
In Florida, one of the counties there closed all of their landfills.
Why?
So all the landfills that are used commercially by people who, specifically for debris reclamation and things like that, and drop off. So there was a gentleman who owns a company that does disaster, cleanup and reclamation. So all the debris, wood, trees, trash, all that shit, dirt, whatever, rocks. So he picks up all this stuff, and normally they'll go to a particular place. They get there with his, large semi trucks full of trash and debris, and they turn them away, saying they're closed. They're not accepting anything. So there's three facilities. See a crow, have a go at. There's three communities or three facilities that he referenced. He referenced three. I don't know if there's only three, but referenced it. At the third one that he went to, or the second or third one he went to, they told him that he had to go to the FEMA one.
Yeah.
They're doing FEMA stuff. So they finally found the freaking address after being, given the runaround on the phone and everything else from people with FEMA. Finally found it, got there, and he was told that they're not accepting any commercially delivered debris. It has to be brought in by the homeowners or individually, not a debris reclamation company. And that's not all. What he was told to do with it was to take it back and dump it in the people's yards. And the guy's saying there's already rats infesting stuff out there,
which you will do.
The water, mold is starting to accumulate. So that means you're going to have an influx of disease and pests and all kinds of bad stuff going down because for whatever reason, they close these landfills down in this county. Now, this was, I think, Monday or Tuesday I saw this. The guy was basically said, hey, call the governor of Florida, call DeSantis because it's one county that's doing this.
Right.
And so apparently it's a liberal county.
Okay.
And so I don't know what the outcome is. But
here's something you like on DeSantis. So we had that longshoreman strike, right, going on.
Yeah.
So DeSantis comes out and says, "I'm calling up the Florida National Guard. They're going to go run the docks. They're going to run all this stuff. We're going to get this stuff out there and stuff like that." The next day, the longshoreman said, "We're going to stop the strike for now. We're going to go on January 15th.
Yeah.
So were they afraid of the guard coming in there and starting to do the job and move the country around and move the products around?
Yeah.
Other states following in suit,
Yes.
and then they're out of a job.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, that's it, isn't it? But no, it's I'm watching it and reading it. I just can't believe it. I genuinely cannot believe how far this world has slipped. That this is how we treat fellow humans in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
It's genuinely not right.
For personal gain.
Well, yeah, for money. For money.
Yeah, and then there was another someone else. I guess somebody rescued a couple of families or something like that from the community, or a family from somewhere, and brought them to a shelter. Okay, apparently a FEMA shelter somewhere. I don't know what state it was in, but they were rescued. They were brought to a shelter. Apparently, the family was attacked in the shelter by "quote unquote" immigrants.
Why am I not shocked? Why am I not surprised?
In the freaking shelter.
Not surprised. Not surprised in the
I
slightest.
don't have anything to back it up. I didn't see any news articles or anything like that. Just going on what the post was about and the people who commented on the posts, on that post, and
Cam.
So,
the thing is, Walker, you know as well. It's like here. As soon as immigrants are involved, the MSN goes quiet.
Yeah,
it's like when we get an incident here, they go, they'll go a suspect.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as they go the words a suspect, we all know it's an immigrant.
Yes.
We all know straight away. We all know straight away.
Same here. Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I know. I've been keeping. As you probably know, I keep an eye on the US as much as everywhere else, and it's a Western thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's the same with it's black on white crime. You never hear about that.
No, of course not.
No, never.
No, of course not, because that doesn't fit the narrative.
No.
And we've got. How have we got to a situation where?
Or black on black crime. You don't hear about that a lot either.
Well, I mean, come on. How many times has Family Guy done that when they're all there? There's a bus disaster. They all go there, Mexican, and everybody just goes. The media runs away because they're not. The thing is, in reaction, that's true. But in the flip side, it's sad. It's a sad reflection of how bad things have got. That we're at this position now, where we cherry pick things that suit us.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to just telling the news? I mean, I know there's a lot of, and as you said earlier, it's the mainstream media and alternate reality. No, we're not the alternate media because we're the only ones that actually tell the truth. And you get it unfiltered and unbiased. We go around, we give you our opinions, and we report the facts. Like journalists used to do before they were bought and paid for.
Well, what's that line that you had on your opening crawl, Gabi?
Which one?
The people hate the truth.
Oh yeah, the truth. The truth sounds like hate to those who hate the truth.
Yes,
absolutely.
And that is a simple line and a simple truth, because they won't accept. That's why here in the UK, I mean, we're due another 1,000 prisoners being released very shortly. So I'm expecting another 1,000 arrests for people who speak the truth, because literally that's what it's got to, and to sit here, in the UK, and when I do my videos, as much as I enjoy doing them, there's always that nagging thing at the back of my mind thinking, is this the one that's going to get me arrested? Is this the one that's tipped me over the line?
Yeah.
And that, I can't believe I'm saying this in the United Kingdom, is the fact that I used to know freedom. I was born in 68. I remember the 70s, the 80s, and the early 90s, where life was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And where, as much as it annoys people, white, black, Asian, everybody was getting along.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Look,
absolutely.
Okay. And the thing is, look, there's always going to be racists from every skin colour. I'm sorry, I know that's a shock, but there is. There are going to be people like that. But the simple truth of the matter is, late 80s, early 90s, society was just getting along with life.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't want that, and now we have to have division. For instance, next week, my daughter, who is aged 9, is going to be talked about Black History Month, and the tagline is addressing and changing the narrative. Needless to say, tomorrow morning,
rewriting history.
But needless to say, tomorrow morning I am in the office with the headmaster because I want to know what narrative exactly is required to be changed. And also, I always remember the great Morgan Freeman, a legend that man is, when he was asked by, I can't remember which white guy was interviewing, he said, how do we tackle racism? And his exact lines, which is exactly how we do it, is you stop calling me a black guy and I'll stop calling you a white guy.
Mike Wallace.
That's it.
It was Mike Wallace. Yeah.
And
it was Mike
boom,
Wallace.
because that is what racism is. Instead of referring to people by their skin color, that bloke, that woman.
Yeah, you look at.
He did the same thing to Don Lemon too.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's the truth. It's the simple
Don Lemon
truth.
asked him about racism. He goes, "Oh, it'll stop as soon as we stop talking about it."
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And here's something, and I think I talked about this. Is something I spoke with Bunny about, and actually, no, it was Bunny and Cruel before we went on Friday.
Yeah,
Friday night. Okay, and in the you're talking about the 70s. So in the 1970s United States, we had some great television shows,
awesome,
that were showcasing the lives of people in the United States, like the Jeffersons, like Good Times, like the All in the Family, like Chico and the Man, things like that. You have, and then What's Happening. So you have all these shows that Sanford and Son. Oh my God, which is a direct ripoff of Steptoe and Son.
Yeah.
But the simple truth of the matter is, you can see televisionally wise how society was going and how society was integrating and accepting. Why the change? Why aren't we allowed to get along? I've just noticed Archie Collins' comment actually, where he says, please tell me you'll be telling her the truth. When I found out, I sat both my children down, and I'm going to tell you the speech I gave them while we go off on the tangent. This one. I told them, because my son said, oh, we're learning in history about the 3 black women who helped NASA with their mathematics. I said, why do they mention the word black?
Yeah.
Exactly. I said, look, you are being taught, and this is the thing that grinds me as much as anything about this is they're now being taught that other people are better than them.
Right.
And that is called racism. It's pure and simple. Look, I am no better than any other human being on this planet. I am flawed. I make mistakes. I am human. We're all the same, irrespective of skin color. And I've said to them, it doesn't matter skin color. If somebody's bringing skin color to it, it's racism. Why can't you say 3 fantastic women helped NASA and then mention that they did it in the 1960s where obviously being black in America was not a great place to be?
Yeah,
but why?
Exactly.
Because and yes, I spent 20 minutes explaining to them that no one in this world is better than you, no matter what their skin color, sexuality, religious beliefs, whatever. No one is better than anyone else. We're all human. And that's what you need to learn. And you have to understand that this is being specifically done. I mean, they're going to learn about genders. There's 2, by the way. There's only 2. Don't argue with me. They're going to be taught about other religions and how you must accept them. You don't have to accept anything. And this is being done to generate not inclusion, diversity, but to harbor hatred. If you are telling one group of people that other people are better than you, that's racism. And that is how, and so they go, well, I said, don't worry, I'm going to go and tell your head teacher this. I'm going to explain to him very succinctly that what you're teaching them is racist, because it is. Because here in the UK at the moment, this is just speaking for, in the UK, we as white, British, indigenous people are being made to be hated and demonized by everybody else. We are the root cause of all evil. And this is our country. And we have the right. That flag there, this flag here, this one I've got upside down on purpose before anyone else moans again. It's upside down because it's a sign of distress. I fought and bled for that flag there. I've been to many, many far places and been in horrible situations. I have a right to protect my country as much as American veterans have a right to defend and their country.
Yes.
And I don't understand why we're in a position where we have to generate so much hatred, because that's what we know what the goal is.
Well,
The goal is, the simple fact is, if we all got together, we'd suddenly realise who our real enemy is.
Exactly.
right.
So the great quote I've heard is, war is when politicians and governments tell you who the enemy is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Revolution is when you figure it out for yourself.
Exactly.
And this is why they want to suppress the internet. This is why here in the UK, they're locking us up, because they're starting to begin to understand that we're understanding who our real enemy is.
Yeah. I'm talking about the racism thing. Yeah, it's for the most part, everybody was kind of, at least here, my experience was, when I growing up in the 70s, 80s, 90s, all the way up through, now, at some point in time, you'd run across somebody who was racist. You know, either side of the coin, okay? Doesn't matter. Racism is racism.
There's no anti-racism. It doesn't
There's
exist.
no anti-racism.
There's no or there's no reverse racism. Okay? It's just racism. Now, every once in a while you might encounter somebody like that. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, they were ostracized.
Exactly.
For trying to push that
Right.
shit. So, but everybody was getting along. Yeah, there was some divisions. Of course, there's always going to be. But it was, for the most part, out of the 1960, outside of the 1968 Watts riots in LA, outside of that, everybody was able to discuss things, and they were able to air differences, opinions, and things like that. Sometimes everybody parted ways, still not changed, but most of the time they formed an understanding and became, mutual humans. The only way, it goes back to basically this motto in the United States that we use is united we stand and divided we fall.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's not just an American thing. It's just not a white thing. It's everybody. It's you guys over there in Great Britain, us here, people in Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Mexico, it doesn't matter where. We've got to be united in freedom and, resisting oppression, suppression, and repression. And it's paramount to the existence of a civilized world, because the powers that be, whoever they are, want us to be at odds with each other. Because just like you said, once we stop fighting and we figure out who the real freaking enemy is, you're going to have the BLM, Antifa, and all your white rednecks get together and say, we've all been lied to.
Yep.
And that's what they don't want. And that brings me back to a situation. There was a situation where there was some group of conservative people having an event. Well, there was a counter protest going on. I think it was BLM. And this is in the early parts of BLM's, growth. They started coming in and started protesting. They brought the leader guy, whoever was leading the BLM, up to the stage and had him talk.
Yep. That's the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And when he started talking and telling what his grievances were, the whole crowd of white people applauded him.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, the look on the guy's face was in complete utter disbelief. He was thinking he was going to be like, it was going to be extremely defensive and everything like that. It was really hostile, blah, blah. When they left this freaking event, they were all like, walking together.
Yep.
Right.
And that's what scares the shit out of these people in the elites that want us divided. Us getting together and start talking about shit and comparing notes.
That's what freedom of speech is.
Yes,
Freedom
exactly.
of speech is the ability for everyone to say their piece. And the
Exactly.
only way
No.
you sort any problems out is to sit down and talk. It's as
Exactly.
simple as that.
Yeah.
If you're going to believe what spoon-fed bullshit from the mainstream media about these hate this, you hate that, you hate this, you hate that, yeah, it's not working. I mean, Jason's just popped up there, which is very true. Here in the United Kingdom, our pubs are closing at a horrendous rate, and I mean at a horrendous rate.
Are they being closed or closing because of lack of business?
Both.
Okay.
I mean, we're looking last month, we lost 53 pubs in a month.
Wow, that's a
Now,
lot.
remember that here in the United Kingdom, the pub is the hub of our communities.
Yes.
This is where we all get together, we all get drunk, we all have stupid fights, we all have a laugh, we all have a joke, we all have a chat, and we leave.
Yeah.
All of the greatest revolutions in the United Kingdom have started by people talking in a pub.
Yes.
Yeah.
They don't want pubs. They don't want us meeting socially as human to human. They want it on here, on the internet, where they can watch, where they can listen, and in this country, where they can come and arrest you if you get a little bit too
Exactly.
leery.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
Which
someone's
is
there
why-
always listening.
Of course, they're always listening. They're always listening. So, the demise of the British pub. I mean, when I was when I was in the forces, the alcohol, the pub environment was the most important thing. You lived that moment where you could sit down and have a beer with your friends.
Yes.
And they're destroying that. They're destroying it. So, I mean, now hearing, although he's denied it, they want to ban smoking outside a pub. Really?
Yeah, I think I heard that. Yeah.
Like they want us ban smoking outside a football stadium. So anywhere where people can gather and discuss and chat and have a laugh.
Free thought.
And more frighteningly enough is to go, well, I'll tell you what, mate, let's just agree to disagree on that.
Right.
We have more in common than we do against each other. Let's just focus on that.
It's like I tell you what I think. Try saying that in Spain in the 30s.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The simple truth of the matter is, it's like they want to attack football. They want to attack football because their biggest fear are football groups.
Oh, yeah.
Because
soccer hooligans.
Well, it's not just the fact that we're hooligans, it's the fact that, like, my beloved team, Birmingham City, we lost Saturday. We lost 1-0. Okay, we got beat. And the team sort of come towards and expecting an absolute, hail of abuse from the fans. We took 3,000 fans away. And they came there and we sang them the club anthem and we clapped them. That's brotherhood. And that's what scares them. It's not the hooliganism, it's the brotherhood they hate. It's the fact that when you're stood on the stands, for us when we're at home, when there's 26,000 people all believing in the same thing that's on the pitch, that scares them.
Yes.
That frightens them. The hooligan element of it is something else that frightens them because, here with the Blues, it was the firm, or as we call them, the firm, it's called the Zulus. You don't want to fight the Zulus because we're nasty. But if that's why they don't like, but that's why they don't like it is because, Blues fans look after each other. Arsenal do, Tottenham do, and the other 96 clubs in the Football League do, and all the non-league teams do as well. And that's what they don't like. It's the fact that I can go, have a beer, have a pint, stand on the stands and talk to a load of people who all think the same as me. And that scares them. Genuinely scares them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, back to this whole like division and racist thing. My feeling is the worst thing that's happened in the last 30 to 40 years is the hyphen.
Yes.
You're an African American. You're a Mexican American. Wait a minute. Were you born in Mexico? Were you born in Africa? No, you were born in America, so you're an American.
Amen.
It was a great line, Abby. I don't mean to interrupt you, but it was a great line in a great American movie with some great top-notch actors. I don't care what their political belief is, but the movie itself was a pivotal thing of its time. and that was Guess Who's Coming to Dinner?
Yes.
With Sidney Poitier.
Amen. Great film.
That great film. And one of the best lines in the whole movie was Sidney Poitier having an argument with his father. Okay?
Yeah.
And if you don't know about the movie, people in the chat or who's listening at home, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner was basically a interracial marriage. It was about an interracial marriage. And the gal who was falling in love with this black man, very smart, intelligent black man, herself was very intelligent, smart white woman. She brought him to meet the parents. And Guess Who's Coming to Dinner was basically about his parents coming to dinner to meet her parents.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it was about, was the parents, because they're all both from old schools. His parents grew up a certain way. Her parents grew up, they're white. His parents black. But the best line that came out of that movie was the argument Sidney Poitier's character had with his father. And his father was talking about being a black man. And Sidney Poitier says, basically, he wants to be thought of as just a man.
Amen. Yes. Amen. Because that's all that matters.
And that right there was a pivotal part of the movie. Another great one with him in it was the original In the Heat of the Night.
Yes.
Oh, another classic film.
Another great movie.
Rod Steiger.
Yeah, with Rod Steiger and everything like that.
Yeah. Right.
And you have a movie where you basically have a bunch of white racists and one black guy.
Yes.
That's basically the promise. Yeah, that's the film.
And at the end of the movie, you've got all these white guys respecting that black guy because he's not just a black guy; he's a man, and he's a detective.
Pure and simple, he's a man.
The whole point, the whole part of it. But that gets to it. They want us to be hyphenated, and now that started here in the United States. I think that started here with Teddy Roosevelt when he was running for president.
Yeah, probably.
Irish American, French American, German American, blah, blah, blah. English American. No. They want all that. They want separation. They want division. And now it's even worse with hyphenated freaking last names. It's freaking nuts.
Oh, well, that's
Pick
again.
a freaking identity, why don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I know it's old school, but when you get married, you take the husband's name. It is the way it is.
Yeah.
I don't,
let's put it this way. I know people personally who've got married and the guy's taken his wife's last name.
Then no offense, he needs to be dragged around the back of his house and had a bullet put to the back of his head. Poor sod. He's really.
My ongoing joke is that he must be in witness protection.
It must be something. Jesus Christ, man.
Really? We got a friend who his wife doesn't want to give up her name, so she hyphenated, her last name and his last name.
Nope.
Oh, Hillary.
No. Oh, hold on a minute. Shit. Am I being misogynist?
I mean, if you don't want to change your last name, that's fine, but,
No.
Yeah.
But, why change something? Why? Because I'm a possession. You're really not.
It goes, this is the thing. It goes back to the racist thing, the racial thing. The 1970s, I think, was pivotal in highlighting the stupidity of racism and the fact that the white community, using these television shows, the white community and the black communities actually had similar struggles in a day-to-day situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An individual situation. But, like work, okay, paying bills, feeding the family, providing a savings, getting your kid in college or school, things like that. Those were things that hit hard. And all those shows, whether it was All in the Family, Good Times, Chico and the Man, freaking Jeffersons, What's Happening, all those shows like that were that way. It was the daily life,
Well, back in the day, you had, the breadwinner, The man was the breadwinner. The husband was the breadwinner, and the wife stayed home and did, the house duties and stuff like that. Raised the kids, got them situated and everything like that. You don't have that anymore because society. We have to have 2-income families now. You have kids that are at home by themselves most of the time. They don't see the parents mainly on the weekends.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And the basically the elimination of what they call the nuclear family, where you had a husband, wife, 2.5 kids, a dog, and a picket fence in your house. Well,
everybody has a right to work. Everybody has a right to have their own life and everything like that outside of the marriage and outside of the home, as long as that marriage is still intact and the family nucleus is still there. But to make it to it's kind of unachievable to say if the mother or the wife wants to stay home and raise the kids, and the father, goes off to work and is the breadwinner and provides for the family. You can't do that anymore.
Well, you can't advertise it. You can't advertise it. Well, monetarily too. Yeah, absolutely. And that's a shame. It really is. But I think the whole thing with the racism is they want whoever's in charge, the puppet masters want division, because if there's more division and there's more chaos and there's more division amongst the races, the religions, and everything else,
yes,
the easier it is to control you.
Of course, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you just have to look at the riots here in the UK. That was all manipulated to.
I heard about that. That's crazy, man.
When they made it about other reasons other than the fact that people were just really upset that 3 beautiful children, which of course has faded from everybody's memory. The guy doesn't face any criminal charges until January next year, and it's all been swept under the carpet. We've had the Manchester police, those armed police who got attacked, and they got violently attacked. They still haven't been charged. The guy who stabbed a lieutenant colonel outside his house in front of his wife, swept under the carpet. Quiet. It's and when you look at with the riots here, that you have every weekend, you have a demonstration with the Free Palestine. Police aren't there. They're not in riot gear. They're not doing anything. You know what I mean? It's blatantly obvious that this is all being engineered to cause hate and division.
Absolutely.
It genuinely is 100%. And once people wake up and realise that, maybe we can start, instead of hating certain people, perhaps sort of saying, what's exactly going on? And perhaps engage with the conversation and see if we can find out that actually what we've been told is just a pack of lies, and that in reality, there is only one true enemy. Here in the UK, there's, nearly 70 million people who live in the United Kingdom. There's 668 people in charge. I think we outnumber them.
Right.
Think about that.
The thing is, too, Gabi, people got to stop being sheep and spoon-fed information. Do a little work on your own. A little reasoning and stuff. It's not hard to look up this stuff.
How many times have we disproved something within 40 seconds of a quick search on Google?
Yes,
it's simple as that.
Pretty much. Yeah, exactly. You've summed it up succinctly. We can disprove and debunk some of these quote unquote official announcements by simple cursory research, knowing what to look for. You can find the information. That's what scares the shit out of all these politicians on both sides of the ocean, is that people have free access to information to make up their own mind.
Which is why they want to control the internet, why they want to destroy Elon Musk, why they want to stop the ability for people to turn around and come on and say, that's a lie, and I can prove it.
Right. Case in point. I don't know. Abby doesn't know this, but I had this conversation with Cruel on Friday night before we went on. One of my Friday night streams, I think on the middle of September, was yanked down off of YouTube, and I received a community guideline warning or strike because I was disseminating medical misinformation.
I've got one of
this.
This was a stream we were talking about world domination and scams.
Yep.
Okay. For about 4 minutes, the discussion was on the last pandemic and the prescribed remedy for it. Okay. So that topic pulled the whole freaking video down. And I was given a guideline strike, which results in a warning. So if I want to take the warning off, I got to go through their re-education. And
just to let you know, mate, you do the re-education. It doesn't do diddly squat.
No.
I'm on a community warning because I linked the got to be careful what I say here.
Yeah.
The jabby to an increase in certain disease that is in stages, if I could be more vague.
Yes.
And I was immediately, the stream was taken down, and I've had a community. I've done the training, which is a load of shite, and it resulted in literally nothing happening. I've still got my community warning on there till the 28th of December. And
it's usually a 90-day. They said it's a 90-day.
Yeah, well, it's a 90-day unless you do the training course. I did the training course, and it's still 90 days.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So, but case in point, they want to control the information, even though we have seen and heard officials say what we all know to be true, outside of what we've been told is true. Okay, so who's meddling in misinformation? Those that are broadcasting the quote-unquote company narrative, or those who are actually coming out, filing lawsuits, calling disclosures, and everything else, and showing the freaking statistics of all of these things that are happening that are complete freaking, blowing safe and effective out of the water.
Of course.
Right.
But, it's crazy.
You're not allowed to talk about that because you're getting...
Not on this platform. Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah.
All the more reason to go to Rumble.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's why I'm That's why I've been simulcasting everything. So I broadcast both. Every time I go on, it's Rumble and YouTube. Yep. So they took the video down on YouTube, but it didn't pull it down on Rumble, obviously.
Well, no, because Rumble's Rumble.
Yes, exactly. And I'm real close, Gabi and Abby. I'm real close to just going over there for the majority of the time. Really,
yeah.
I'm kind of fed up with it.
I say do it. I mean,
I know there's a couple of guys over there that are small guys that are actually growing, which is good. I mean, then there's other people that aren't growing too fast, but it's only a matter of time. And I've only got just a handful of two handfuls of followers over there, but I've already made 52 cents.
Well done, brother. Well done.
The empire is building. Yes.
Slowly but steadily, the empire.
I was looking at that. I'm like, what the hell? 52 cents? How the hell did I do that?
Oh, wait, look who's on. Better late than never.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, when you get monetized on YouTube, you don't make a shitload of money like they all make. No. You really don't. It's like
to make any money, you have to have at least 100,000 people as subs before. You crack the bank.
I've made a little bit, but not a lot. It's like, every month it's like, oh, really? Is that it? So
that's why a lot of people get sponsorships. They get sponsors and they'll just sponsor the video or whatever.
The only downside of that, of course, is when you start talking political things, sponsors are exceedingly hard to find.
And that's why you see more sponsors when you're looking at your videos or the channels that deal with woodworking or crafting or something like that, where it's restoration, stuff like that. It's not really free thinking. It's just Well,
what they want is safe, cheap programming easy, bread and circuses. They don't want people spouting the truth because that's inconvenient. So
No.
you do get throttled.
But-
I mean, if you watch your subscribers do this all the time.
Oh, yeah.
What happens is you do really well on one particular video, and then for the next 4 or 5, you get throttled back.
Right.
So
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
And I've just had it recently where I've been down, and then all of a sudden, a couple of videos are going up, and I'm like, get ready, because any minute now, we're going to get back down again because they throttle them.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm having to do 2 videos a day just to try and keep it up and in the thing, but I'll get one good one, and then 3 or 4, I'm lucky if I clear 300 views. It's just, it's weird. Well, it's not weird.
I get more consistent views, site per site, Rumble and YouTube. I get more consistent views on the same videos on Rumble. More consistent. And it's versus lately on YouTube. All my videos have been really low views all the way across on YouTube for probably the last 6 months.
Yep.
Versus Rumble, it's been fairly consistent all the way. I've had
you're on the list, Wookie. They're suppressing you.
I get a little more. I get a little less, but it's mostly consistent. But YouTube, it's like way down. And,
the thing is, once you start getting successful on YouTube, they start. The more you become more successful, the more they start paying attention to what you're actually doing.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's amazing because when I was like up to about 4,000 subs, not a problem, no problem.
Yeah.
As soon as I broke 4,000, nearly to 5,000, all of a sudden I started to notice you start getting the roller coaster effect, and as you get more subscribers, the more the roller coaster effect kicks in. It's amazing, funny that really funny that.
Yep, exactly.
And the other thing that annoys me is like most of my videos, when I look at the analytics, you get people who've watched it, 96% aren't subscribed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they don't want to subscribe because if they subscribe to a channel that's talking about politics, a lot of people are frightened that they're going to get tagged with being far right. Well, if you live in the UK and you're white and you give a shit about stuff, you're all far right. So just get over yourselves.
Yeah.
We are what we are. But it's true.
There you go.
Very, very true.
Oh, yeah. I was hearing, Cruel Beerab was telling me, I don't know if it was before the show last night when we did the Cryptids and Conspiracies with Bunny. He was telling me that Russia, Poland, and Hungary are actively advertising for people to immigrate there from England.
Surprised.
France and Italy, all these people, all the white people. All the Europeans.
Surprised. I'll answer Odie's question. Just recently, the British media going, the Labour government are doing really, really well because the amount of immigrants coming in last month was way lower than normal. And the fact that the weather in the English Channel for a month was that diabolical, even ferry ships were struggling to get across. Is beside the point. 973. Get ready for more because going back to Keir Starmer, he's going to sell the UK back into the European Union without a doubt. And when we get there, we are legally going to be told that we have to accept 30,000 immigrants each year. Legally.
Your island's not big enough, Gobby.
Double that, you know that.
Oh, we know that's 30,000 they know of. You're looking 60,000. But the simple truth of the matter is I love this country. I've served this country. I fought for this country. This isn't my country anymore. And that's horrible to have to say.
Yeah, it is, man. It really is.
And the thing is, when you look at it, you know, as much as, look, if you can go. Yeah. But this is my homeland. I don't want to go anywhere else. I love this place. I think I love my country. And to be actively demonized for doing so, it's horrendous.
Yes.
Absolutely horrendous.
It sucks.
And, it's like the despair can get quite a lot, to be fair. It genuinely can. Because it's like, we've got another 4 years of these idiots in charge. What are we going to be left with? And it is frightening. It really is.
I'm not going to have a country left.
No.
Well, let's be honest. I mean, everybody's going, oh, reform will get in 5 years. I don't know how to bust your bubble, guys. In 5 years, this won't be our country anymore.
Right.
It just won't be. And more, like 973 immigrants arrived. That's 973 new Labour voters.
That's their plan.
Exactly.
To stay in power. That's their plan.
Just like in America, where they're busting in your Democrat voters. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same thing.
They're flying them in from South America.
It's like they released all the, they're doing this releasing prisoners because that's going to solve the problem, idiots.
Yeah.
Let's make streets safer by getting all the criminals back out on the streets because that'll help.
Yeah.
It's going to work. But all of them that came out were voting Labour because he freed us. So what we're doing, we're just allowing more and more people to vote for Labour. So when people say reform will vote Labour out in 5 years' time, I wouldn't hold your breath about that.
No kidding. Yeah.
It's just...
Yeah, it sucks. It completely sucks.
It's just,
It's got to be gut-wrenching for you and your family and your friends to see.
In my job as a father, my job as a man, my job as a father is to make sure that my wife, my kids and my grandkids are safe and happy. Mm-hmm. How can I do that now?
Yeah.
When everybody's terrified to go out, when I go to watch my beloved football club that's in the middle of Birmingham, it's scary.
Yeah.
I won't even someone like me, I won't walk up there on my own.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Make sure there's at least 15 of us, 20 of us together.
Yeah.
And it's like it's scary. And how am I supposed? I mean, like having to sit down and have a chat with my daughter and my son about how your education system is teaching you that everybody else is better than you is acceptable.
Yeah.
It's wrong. Everything is terrible. I do despair at times.
Same thing's happening here, man. Same thing's happening here. The school districts are adopting, and they're trying to do it stealthily, and people are finding out about it, and it's causing some real uproars. Even here in my town and in my state, specifically my town, which is for the most part, majority conservative, if you want to call it conservative.
Yeah.
It's minority leftists. Still, the school boards, there's 3 school districts in my town. 3. It's not big, but it's big enough where they need 3 school districts. And so there's school board elections and things going on like that, and people are fired up because they're trying to weasel in this DEI stuff and this DEI, the transgender bathroom, blah blah blah, and whatever, all of that too. They're trying to shoehorn all that shit in to the school districts, and the people that they're trying to suppress that so that the information doesn't get out. But people are finding out, and they're getting pissed off, and so these school board meetings, they haven't been heated like they have in some places, but it's still. They're not doing things about the situations that have happened in this school district to girls in the girls' restroom by people who are cosplay as girls.
You don't care.
They're keeping that shit freaking quiet, and
but they don't care.
Not having it. Yeah, they don't care. That's why people are really up in arms, and they're voting in these school board district these races. They're promoting other people to go in, and the left parties, the leftist parties, are financing the people that they currently have in on these school boards to keep their positions.
Yeah,
because they want to spread the brainwashing, so to speak, and it's getting pretty prevalent. It's a disease that spreads. It's not by contact, but it's airborne.
Yeah, I mean, what I call it being Minecrafted now.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
I think it's like that. It's like when we're online now, we have to change our language so we don't get banned, so we don't get it's just ridiculous. Who's the Yank? I'm actually on a Yankee channel,
Hey,
so I can't say shit.
Yeah. Welcome to the Yankee channel.
Yeah. Welcome to those
Welcome
ungrateful
to the
colonists.
chat. Bud.
Yes.
Welcome to the chat. Bud.
I mean,
Right here in the chat.
just a quick one. Odie said about did you see the UK spending 22 billion pounds on carbon capture sites?
Yeah.
That one there. Right. So this is the new idea. We're going to capture all the carbon from our factories, and we're going to store it. Okay. So ready for this? So question was asked. So when we got all this carbon, what are we doing with it? Well, it's good for the environment. Yeah, okay. Don't disagree. It's good for the environment. What are you going to do with this carbon? What we're going to do is you're going to go bury it in the ocean.
Let's
So that helps us.
the ocean.
So that helps us. It's like here, we have now turned off our very last coal-powered generating factory. It's gone, shut down. We haven't got any. So what happens when the wind farms and the solar panels don't work? Don't worry, we'll import the coal from China. Right, so that's going to help then.
Why don't we just plant some trees? That'll filter the carbon out.
Oh, and
it'll produce oxygen.
We'll get rid of this. We've closed down our last steel factory. We're not making steel. This country was famous for steel. Yeah. We're not making any more steel because we've closed that horrible polluting factory down. Right. So when we need steel, where are we getting it from? Oh, well, we'll import it from China.
Yeah. China or India.
So we are going to be net zero by selling everything that we do here off to other people who could pollute all they want.
Yeah.
And that helps. The UK government, we want to make the UK secure and independent. Well, except for coal, steel, gas, electric, cars, food. How are we independent? How are we secure when, yes, we have to import everything now? It's when we used to produce it all. But we used to be known as the land of 1,000 factories.
Yes.
We made everything. We make nothing. And that helps us somehow. How? Genuinely how? I just don't get it.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Put the entire sea into saltwater batteries. Another man said, well, they will. Of course they could. But the simple truth of the matter is they don't want to do that because it's like here, 56% of your electric bill is now produced by green energy. You're going to reduce my bills? Oh, no, they've gone up by 10%.
Yes.
So please explain to me where that's helping me then. Well, you've got to pay for this green energy. Right then. So I'm no better off then. Not really.
No.
But you just keep paying it. Oh, and if you're old, you can't get any help for it. You can all freeze to death.
Yeah, exactly.
So thanks very much for your service and all your hard work to make the country the way it is. If we have a hard winter, you can all die. But that's okay because there's immigrants that need to be housed in hotels.
Yeah, exactly.
Not the homeless or even worse, veterans. Homeless veterans who gave their life, their service to the country are freezing to death on the streets.
Yep.
Or those of you floating on a dinghy, get a 5-star hotel, 3 square meals a day, free mobile phone, free food, money, this, that, and the other. You tell me how that is right in any civilized, society where those who've been prepared to stand on that wall and so you can sleep well at night, freeze to death on the street. Something not right, guys.
You just said it right there, Gabi. You just said it. Civilized society. Where is there we don't have a civilized society anymore.
We don't.
People are allowed to die like that. Where's the civility? It's not there.
It's just not there. I mean, you get the old. Here over there in America, you get a lot of thanks for your service. Don't get that shit here. No one gives a sod. No one cares.
Well, you don't.
We don't get it.
We don't get it as much as people think anymore.
No, I know you don't.
They don't.
No, because if you were military or from you're perceived as right wing.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
Associate with right wing. You know.
It's but here in the UK you don't get it at all. I mean, I get it now and again. I'll get it in comments. For people who follow me on YouTube, which is it means a lot. But the simple truth of the matter, out in the street, no one gives a shit. No one cares. No one gives a monkeys. No one cares. I mean, you leave the British Army, as soon as you leave, no one gives a shit. They just leave you to rot. You know, they don't care about your PTSD. They don't care about all the problems. No one gives a shit. You're on your own, basically. And I think throughout the world, if you serve your country, you know, and has put yourself on the line, then you deserve to be recognised and treated as such, and not disrespected, because it takes great courage to decide to do that job, to stand on the wall. And here in the UK, our British armies, there's no one in it next to it anymore, because no one wants to join. And why would you? Why would you?
Absolutely.
It's just so wrong. No. And that fuck is right.
Yeah.
You look after, like, it's like at home. You sort your own problems out at home before you worry about next door.
Exactly. It's common sense. It's
common
sense. But
that's illegal, man.
If the people in charge are basically subversives to their own people, then they don't give a shit. They're gonna.
The thing is, they only serve themselves. They only serve themselves, mate. It's all about how much money they can shovel into their back pockets. And if it means sacrificing a few thousand people, so be it. So be it. They don't care. They are that obsessed with the possession of wealth that they don't care about anything else, which makes them demons. I'm not going to lie, they're demons. If you're only self-serving, how can you class yourself as a human being?
Right.
Genuinely.
Yep.
Yeah, but Time Profits put that up. Yeah, but if you Time Profit, I don't know, but you haven't seen this. In the UK, we've had adverts for joining the British Army, which has had Mohammed stopping in the middle of the patrol so he can pray. Yeah, because like that would happen. And it's all about women being in the armor. Suddenly, in the last month, it's only been white men and black men in the adverts. No women, no one else. If that doesn't say we're preparing for war, I don't know what does.
Right.
But the problem is, you've called all the people who would be prepared to pick up a rifle and stand on the wall far-right racists. So guess what? They ain't going to fight for you. Well done. Bravo.
And they've not done anything for the youth to make them feel like serving would be beneficial.
Well, the thing is, you look at the youth, they're more confused whether or not the thing in between their legs makes them a man or a woman.
Exactly.
Whether they should be sleeping with men or they should be sleeping with women, or whether I should chop that off and become a woman because some bloke on the internet tells me to do so. Because they're that confused. And here in the UK, they are being pushed to the education system saying Great Britain is evil. You know, the English are evil. Anglo-Saxons are evil. You're all disgusting. And then go, by the way, bit of a bother. Can you defend us? What would you say? And it's exactly what's happening. No.
Fuck off.
Exactly. That's go take us through either one of those if you want, mate.
Yeah.
And then they turn around and go like, that's all the idea of the veteran ID passes we've all been given. So they know where the veterans are. Well, if you seriously think I'm putting my backpack on and picking up a rifle again for this country, you can go fuck yourself. I will defend my family, but nothing else. Because I'm not going to do that because there's nothing here to defend. Why should I defend it? As heartbreaking as it is to actually say that and to actually admit that, this isn't my country anymore, so why the fuck should I stand up for it?
Yeah.
It's horrible.
It sucks. It sucks to have to make decisions based on that, you know.
It's horrible. It's horrible. You know, I mean, I'm a proud soldier. You know, I'm really proud of what I did for this country. And to stand here and watch it just disintegrate around me, it's horrendous. Absolutely horrendous.
Yeah.
Yes, he probably will.
Oh, yeah, he'd fold like a freaking...
Although, to be fair, the Chagos Islands, which I don't know if anyone knows where the Chagos Islands are.
No, I don't.
Right, you remember you Americans had an air base called Diego Garcia?
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
Diego Garcia Air Base is on the Chagos Islands. It's actually our air base that we lent to the Americans. That's where it is. So it's, that very strategically important piece of rock.
Right.
In the middle of the Indian Ocean. Nice place to put an air base. It's put there for a reason. We all know why. So we give it back to Mauritius, who were pro-Chinese. That was a good idea. But to be fair, as much as it aggrieves me, you can't blame the Labour government for this one because it was the Conservatives that started the sellout.
Yes.
So, and then what we have to understand is, which I'm trying to, make other people understand is the Conservatives and the Labour Party, they are one and the same thing. They are both had a mission to destroy the United Kingdom. So they will sing from the same hymn sheet. They'll pretend that they don't, but they will. And you have to understand that we aren't exactly fighting, again. It's not two teams. They're the same team. So Labour are just doing what the Conservatives told us down the river. Labour will give back the Falkland Islands. As, there you go. Time Profits spot on.
Yep.
Absolutely spot on. So we have to get rid of this illusion that, whoever you vote for makes a difference, because it doesn't. It really doesn't. They're just going to keep going. And then it's just easier. This Chagos Islands did not give away the ones he's back. Now, the thing is, they've already promised it. This was already promised. This Chagos Islands deal was already done and dusted before the Labour Party came in. So, and then, to be honest, the Labour Party don't give a shit. But David Lammy's excuse, if you heard the excuse for giving it back, I'll let you think about what the excuse would be for giving back an island in the middle of the Indian Ocean. You ready for this? To prevent immigrants going into the United Kingdom. I shit you not, that was the reason. Mauritius will now help. I mean, no offense, I know they come on dinghies, but from the Indian Ocean? Really? That's a long way to float. That was the actual reason given. Actual reason given by our Foreign Secretary. It will prevent immigrants coming to the United Kingdom.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, whatever, mate. Yeah, awesome. So it just shows you they don't care. They're just gonna. The Falklands will go. Next will be Gibraltar. That'll go because they just don't care. They're just selling us out. They're just destroying this once great country. They really are.
Yep.
Democrat just. Well, this is true. They're doing it everywhere. The whole Western world. This is exactly what they're doing. It's the same playbook all over the Western world.
Oh yeah, it is. And
it's just
it's pivotal that not only Trump be elected, but people vote down ballot and elect everybody with an R behind their name. Now, I don't agree with a lot of these Republicans on some of these down ballot stuff, and I think some of these people are criminals. But I think it goes back to, who you're better off with, the criminal you know or the criminal you don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
At least you know what you're getting. But also, in that turn, it would make all the things that Trump is trying to do to basically bring the United States back to its roots. It'd make it a lot more quicker. It'd make it fast track. And so things that have been done, and this is the funny thing. Here we have two candidates for president. One person had the job for 4 years, and there was some shenanigans, in my opinion, that happened in that election, and then he didn't get elected again. Then you have a person who's been vice president with the current administration, okay, and they've been in charge of several different things. This has been corroborated with the president of the United States actually saying it himself. That he's delegated authority and power to the vice president.
Of course.
Yet, the vice president who's running to get the top job, the presidency, is running like they're a reformer or like they're going to fix all the problems. You fucking created them!
Oh, well, I mean, come on. How many times we sat there and old Camilla, the lunatic Harris, goes, when I'm in power, we'll do this. You're in power now. So do it now. I mean,
exactly.
But I can't do it now. You really can. You could if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
It's just like the situation where it's documented. It's out there. It's all over the fucking world.
Oh,
you see the videos of every single freaking reporter a couple years ago saying Kamala Harris is the border czar. The border czar, Kamala Harris. The border czar, Kamala Harris. All this shit. Even video of Biden saying she's going to be the border czar. She's the border czar. She's doing this. She's doing that. The border czar, this, border, all that shit.
Yeah.
And they come out and say, I don't know what you're talking about. I was never the border czar. Oh, she was never the border czar. Bullshit.
It's what the left does. They,
Yep. It's their playbook.
deny.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the monkeypox.
You're on video. Yeah, I saw your video on the monkeypox thing. I totally 100% agree. And all of a sudden, and like about 2 months ago, supposedly there was an official case just south of the border from here. Of that. But yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but the best thing is they went on about monkeypox. It's monkeypox this, monkeypox that. And then all of a sudden, everybody was coming out and pointing out how pathetic it was. And have you noticed how it suddenly just disappeared?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, all those things were allegedly going to happen.
Yeah. I mean,
allegedly.
The best one's got to be here in the UK, where we're having to register our birds and our chickens if we own them in the gardens. Have you heard about that?
Wow. No, I haven't.
If you own under 50 birds, you have to register them now with the government.
What?
Yeah. So the problem is they forget that the British have a great sense of humor. So we have been registering them. We've been registering everything because it's that well that we melted the website because we were registering every actual dead chicken we got in our fridges, our frozen chicken, hosting duck in wraps. So basically, and then some bloke registered the 19 pigeons that were on his roof at the time. And it got to a stage where we actually melted their website down, and somebody. It's quite funny because this guy who registered his pigeons, they actually got in contact with him and said, "Where are they now?" He said, "Well, they're free range pigeons. They go where they want."
Cotton says it best: as monkeypox might be a big deal, but I'm not in the demographic
well,
that catches
exactly.
it. Exactly.
Once it was pointed out who could catch it and where it was coming from, and then that clashed with one of their protected ideologies, they shut up very quickly. Funny that.
Oh, God, yes.
Funny that.
Yeah,
absolutely funny that.
It's funny. It's too funny. And then it's just incredible how all the Western governments they have these embedded WEF minions, and they're all trying to do the same thing. The problem is it goes back to communicating to like Cam made a reference earlier in the chat about the Noel from the TARDIS zone, which is Irish zone now.
Yeah.
He's in Dublin at some rally, and I guess he's live streaming it apparently.
Yeah, he is,
or recording and live streaming. But so you have things like that. You're getting information from Ireland. You're getting information from England. You're getting information from Scotland and France and Italy, etc., etc. Okay, you're seeing what's going on. You're listening to people. You're seeing stuff happening in Spain and Portugal and shit. All the shit that's going on, Australia, New Zealand. You need to communicate, and that's the thing. That's why everybody hates Elon Musk. That's why that psychopath down in Brazil, who's a judge. Okay, he's not the fucking elected leader. He's the judge. Okay, of the Supreme Court, but he's acting like he's a freaking dictator. And that insane bastard is even violating their own freaking law.
Oh, that doesn't count when they do it. It doesn't count when they do it. They're allowed to make rules when it suits them.
Because you have a situation where, in my opinion, freedom of speech and freedom of expression are universal.
Yeah.
It's a universal human right. Freedom of speech. Because you don't have to agree with it.
No.
You just, like they used to say back in the day. Well, if you don't like what's on TV, just turn the channel. Okay. If you don't like what you're listening to on the radio, turn the dial. Okay.
And then they go, why aren't you listening to our radio show? Well, you told me to change the channel.
Right. If you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. And nobody did.
My book's not selling because you told us not to buy it.
Imagine that. Right.
I mean, we don't agree with you. We're not buying it.
Right.
Well,
exactly.
I mean, I know Noel's out there in Dublin. I hope he's okay this time because I don't know whether you were fully aware he got arrested at the last one.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yeah. He actually got arrested.
Oh man.
No charge, but they roughed him up a lot.
Well, of course they're gonna rough him up.
But the thing is, fair play to the brother. He's out on the front lines, and he's doing his shit and that, But it's just we live in a very, very strange world. We really do. But over here in the UK, we admire our Irish brothers and sisters for doing what they're doing. So Buck Hughes just put Noel's okay live stream today. That's awesome as long as Noel's good. But
yeah.
See, the thing is, what happened? The reason the Irish did it is what happened here in the United Kingdom that took 20 years to ferment. They tried to do in Ireland in less than 6 months.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So they got the kickback, which is why they tried to do it. So, I don't know. It's just a mad world. It really is. It genuinely is.
It is. It's a shame, but the thing we can't let them do is suppress our communication, our speech, communicating with you guys over there, you communicating with us over here, communicating with people in North Carolina to here and vice versa. We need to have that information, that free flow of information. And that's important. What the powers that be do not want. They don't want us comparing notes.
Well said. It's true. It's absolutely true.
And that's the one thing. If you can sit down and talk, or stand up and talk and compare notes, like I said, that what happened at that one rally where BLM was going to do a counter protest, they come in out of nowhere. The leader of the actual rally said, "Hey, come up here and you speak your piece." And he gets up there and finds out that they got a lot more in common with each other than they have differences.
Right.
Of course. We all have. We all have.
That's the thing.
But we're going to have differences too.
Yeah, you're going to have some differences.
But you can agree to disagree.
Yeah. We're human. We're human.
Yes, no one's exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Wouldn't the world be a boring place if we all agreed on everything?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it'd kill YouTube for a start.
Yeah. It would.
And no one would go on X or Facebook because there'd be no point because no one would argue with you.
See, I say my beer tastes great. Wookie says it's less filling.
Hey, what are you talking about?
It's the creature.
Talking of beer, I've ran out. Shit.
Stream's over.
We're done.
We're done now. I'm out of beer.
I finished coffee. I'm out of coffee.
I suppose we're going to have a coffee now and pretend to be sober or something. I don't know.
All right. Well, you know what? On that case, we've been about 40-something minutes longer than I thought we would be. But
yeah, we've been wild, but it's been worth it, mate.
A great conversation and a great time. We didn't necessarily get off topic. We just augmented the topic.
Of course.
That's a good thing. So
it is a good thing.
We've got our shopping list here today. We've got a stale bunch of Starmer, a rotten bag of FEMA, and immigration and crime are pull dated. So we're going to throw this away and get rid of it. And we're done with that shopping list.
For this
until the next time.
Until the next time. So I want to say thank you to Abby for coming in, and thank you to Gabi.
It's been a pleasure, mate, as always.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Also, I want to say thank you to T-Bunny. I'm sorry he's having some issues with his internet.
Yeah, let's hope he's all
hopefully
good.
Hopefully gets it sorted out. I want to say thank you to everybody in the chat, everybody who came over from Gabi's channel. Thank you so much for being in the chat. I can't name you all, but I know a lot of you guys are in the chat. And thank you again. Cotton Ministries, thank you, my friend, for being in. Time Prophet, B-Dog, Cam. I'm sure there was a few others in there that I'm missing, but thank you to everybody being in the chat today on a Sunday. And please enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a great day, and we'll look forward to the next one. And here, I'm going to try to play this out. And this is for my friend, our friend of a channel, friend of Gobby's channel, The Problem Be.
Ah.
And on our way out, we're going to listen to
We all just want to party. Yes, yes, we don't